back! What do you think? It's Ukraine Update here with our man on the scene, operator Starsky. He's back from his trip, and he's, I'm sure, got some headlines for us. So cue the music.
Hello, guys. Yeah, there's been a lot of news coming from the front lines in Ukraine right now. Three main, I would say, hottest spots on the front line currently in Ukraine is area of Bakhmut, traditionally, as well as Avdiivka and Kupiansk. For those who don't know, Kupiansk is Kharkiv region, Bakhmut is Donetsk region, and Avdiivka is also Donetsk region. And Russians seem to start new offensive a bit south of Kupiansk near Makiivka, a small village controlled by Ukrainian defenders. Apparently, they're trying to surround the city of Kupiansk and destroy Ukrainian defenders, take their positions, and move further towards the Oskil River. And in Avdiivka, they keep losing men and vehicles. So I believe already like 5 battalions were lost in just several days near Avdiivka during absolutely useless and ineffective offensive operation performed by Russian terrorists on one day, like 2 days ago. They lost 91 BMPs and BTRs and armored vehicles in general. 91, guys.
Wow.
It's 3 Russian mechanized battalions that were completely eliminated, and we're not even mentioning the wounded. So Russian bloggers and reporters and so-called Russian volunteers, those people who support Russians that try to, occupy Ukraine, invade, kill civilians and stuff. Absolutely beautiful people. So they all call to buy body bags. There's plenty of messages in social media from those individuals, because body bags in Donetsk right now, they're absolutely impossible to buy. That's why they're asking Russians on the Russian territory to send them body bags. As for Avdiivka, currently, even despite this horrific combat that takes place there right now, the combat is ongoing and the fighting is ongoing. Russians were not able to take any position controlled by the Ukrainian forces. They only moved, in some areas, they moved 300, 500 meters forward, dug into the ground, but they were not able to take Ukrainian positions, and they keep being obliterated there. And yesterday we received some very, very interesting information. So for the first time since the Russian invasion in Ukraine, the number of shells shot by the Ukrainian defenders was bigger than the number of shells shot by the Russian terrorists. So yesterday it was we learned that Russians shot 7,000 shells. Ukrainian defenders launched 9,000 shells. So we will see. Of course, it tells a lot about Russian, let's say, shell hunger, so to say. And in our case, if you take a look at the statistic, Russian usage of artillery shells goes down, and Ukrainian, in case of Ukrainian defenders, it's like very, very even. So we're using shells much more efficiently than Russian terrorists, and of course they have a lot of them, but they are not let's say they don't have never-ending storages of those shells, which is good. Sometimes, eventually, they will end together with Russian vehicles. So it's, I believe, all I can say right now.
We had a question for you right off the bat here in a super chat. Let me grab it, and then Dunk will get us caught up on the rest here. Jean-Marc Paganel, did Russia finally accept the freezer train cars full of their own dead?
Oh, I didn't hear about, I didn't hear that they did, actually. Maybe I missed that news, but I didn't hear that they did. We tried to send them the car, the train with those cars since last year, and I remember that even last summer there were a lot of those cars in the train, but currently I think that there are even more of them, and of course it's a known fact that Russians usually, okay, not like usually, but in most cases they don't take their deceased soldiers. And the reason for that is because when you bring soldier bodies home, basically their relatives can receive some kind of compensations, ladas, bikes, vegetables, fish, and things like that. But because they are not very rich, they try to do everything to avoid paying those compensations. It depends, there are people who are genuinely want to pay those compensations because it's their job. But at the same time, it's Russia, guys. In Russia, they're like, oh, vegetables, I better buy myself some, I don't know, honor phone from China and be happy.
It's like, here's 2 fish heads and a potato. Sorry about your loss.
Yeah, but it's crazy actually, because there's plenty of videos of those poor Russian parents receiving sack of crops for their deceased lost on the war kids, crops, veggies, things like that.
Well, a sack of crops might have been better off on the front line.
Easier to train.
It's very, very sad actually, because not like I will not even pretend to be sorry for Russians, but generally it's very, very sad because they went to Ukraine, they wanted to invade our country, and because Russians have this deep despise towards all other people, including themselves. They go like, oh, we will go to Ukraine, punish everybody, kill everybody, and take lands. And then they start dying, and then eventually some people who really root for their Russian soldiers, they genuinely want to help, but the only thing they can help with is cabbage, potato, and shit like that. I saw those Russian forums of those Russian volunteers. They bring sleepers to their soldiers, sending sleepers, sending power banks sometimes because they're kind of expensive. Things like that, like cigarettes, In our case, Ukraine is supported by people who send us drones, trucks, thermal vision scopes, and other good things.
Oh yeah,
and
cabbage.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe this is one of the reasons, of course, why Russia will never win this war, because Russian budget is basically smaller than budget of taxes, and Ukraine is supported by whole Europe and the US and a lot of Asian countries, South Korea, and Japan, of course. So Russia has no chance. They only delay their inevitable demise.
And their little association or whatever they're making, that click with a couple other like terrorist type countries and whatnot, ain't none of them got any real cash. So I don't see that it would be of any real importance long term. In the short term, sure, they could shuffle a few things around, but in the long term, well, nothing plus nothing equals nothing.
Yeah, they have some assets in shape of like golden storages, for example. Like not too much, of course, because they spent a lot of them earlier this year. And basically, they can pay for like North Korean shells and things like that, Iranian drones, but it's not much actually. And again, those countries, I don't see them like benefiting much from those agreements.
Yeah, I totally agree there. Absolutely. Let's turn to Dunk and do our shout outs there, and then we'll trigger a little stinger and do a couple of stories from the trip, shall we?
Yeah, we've got a few to catch up on here. Obviously, you read out the one from Jean-Marc Paganel. Thank you very much, Jean-Marc Paganel. Tripping over my own tongue there. Tone Otterson gifted a Shills membership to somebody, so welcome to the party, whoever you are. We got one for him from Little Dickens 2, sent in 72 Canadian dollars for Dunk's new roof. I was saving for one when the house burned down. Oh, God's sake! Yeah, no, you don't want that. Yeah, apparently his house burnt down just on the as Russia was invading. So, oh shit! All right. Anyway, thank you very much, Little Dickens too. We also have Susan Reishi sends in $5, and we have one from DMC sends in $5 Australian. Question for Starsky: is there a notable increase in the number of Russian drones of Chinese origin?
They already increased, and we know that China sends Russia plenty of drones. Not only drones, actually, they're sending them weapons, but it's let's say it's very hard to directly prove. Okay, but as for drones, Russia was always supported by China, not only in terms of drones being sent to Russia, but also in terms of software and things like that.
Aren't most of the drones manufactured in China anyway? Even the ones that are being sent to you from America, they're probably being made in China.
Basically, yeah. Here in Ukraine, they're being modified. They're being equipped with thermobaric charges and things like that. I talked to our guys, and they said that our 3rd battalion, they said that they equipped those drones with thermobaric charges, which is kick-ass, and that's why they're so effective. So, as we can see from the recent videos from Avdiivka, a lot of Russian attacks were actually stopped by swarms of Ukrainian drones. But at the same time, Russians still use them. The number of Russian drones on the front lines increased. And I'm currently talking about the FPV drones and such. But at the same time, I would say that it's like 4-1 for Ukrainian drones versus 1 Russian.
There's been some recent successes with drones in the sea and stuff too, against those assholes, right? Yeah. That's I always love hearing that. It's because such a small little thingy can do such horrific damage to something. So it's amazing. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Russians have, let's say, tactical operational drones like Lancets. Those are bad, but at the same time, smaller drones let us eliminate a lot of Russian troops and personnel and vehicles and strike their observation equipment. And of course, it's a very, very nice demoralizing factor for them.
Must be for sure. We were going to go right into a few stories from the trip, but yeah, I want to get a couple of questions in because I know we've gotten a bunch in already. So let's take a few viewer questions so we don't leave it too long, and
Sure.
then we'll get to it. Yeah.
Yeah, all good. I mean, obviously, my first question is, where the bloody hell have you been? But we'll wait. We'll wait for a few minutes. Yeah. So anyway, Cheryl Waitley, having to you, has asked, I keep hearing Ukraine is now in the NATO waiting room, but the media is distracted right now. Is it true?
There was a message from Stoltenberg who said that all the NATO members already agreed to accept Ukraine. But I don't see it happening very soon because basically we hear those, like rumors and stuff for quite a while. Again, Ukraine was not, let's say, was not meant to be NATO member since 2008. We did a lot of attempts, and all the time they were like, maybe like in the next decade we will see. But so it's a tough question.
Very much.
Yeah, fair enough. There's more of a comment from that guy, member for 2 months. What happened to all of their shovels? What happened to all of their shovels? I don't know. I presume for digging up the dead and burying the freezers. I think that's what they meant.
Bring out
Anyway,
your dead.
Marking it with a big red X. Sweet 70433 asks, GLSDBs should be arriving soon. Will they help?
Of course, they help. Everything will help because we still have to understand that Russians still have big advantage in terms of number of personnel and vehicles. So every little bit helps us. We can see that during their advance in Avdiivka, big number of simple anti-tank measures like laser-guided missiles, like javelins, they helped. And judging from the numbers of destroyed vehicles, I believe like good 100 of them was spent in like a day, in a very, let's say, very small span of the front line. So everything helps. And we have to receive more and more weapons because the more we have, the more efficient is our defense and offense.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick one. Maybe I'm the dumb one in the room. What is a GLSDB?
So those are like bombs that are shot from multiple launch rocket systems. They're shot from a position, they fly, and then they glide down. So basically they can they are not like rockets, they're rather like gliding bombs. And they can be shot at a range of approximately 100 to 150 kilometers, which is very nice.
So just so I understood that a rocket would end up having some sort of self-propulsion, and as such you can change its direction while it's flying, a bit like a sort of Tesla, SpaceX, whatever it is, where it sort of changes direction and lands. Whereas what you're saying is something that just gets fired, and then once it's fired, that's it.
So you just shot it in the direction, in the specific direction, and then it glides towards its target.
Cool. I understood that. Yeah. Does that mean it's not heat trackable and stuff as well? Then you've got some advantages for slipping under the radar, so to speak.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah, it's not a free-falling bomb; it's a gliding bomb.
So really cool. I did not know that.
Because Russians, for example, have to use their Su-35 aircraft and stuff like that to deliver gliding bombs. And by the way, I believe as of yesterday, they dropped as much as 30 of those, which is a lot.
Wow.
Before that, I think they would not drop more than 10 a day. But yesterday it was very 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 hard day for everybody. So those that we will receive, they let us just fire them at the enemy without using our airplanes, because our airplanes are very very precious at this time.
Makes sense. So can I just follow up with one more there, Dick? That's just come in. Research Flat Moon. Does Ukraine not have helicopter infantry?
Helicopter infantry. I think you're talking about our airborne assault troops. Yes, we have them, of course.
Okay, all good.
All right. I think then there's only one thing for it. I'm gonna trigger a button here, and we'll have ourselves just a little bit of fun. Let's get the good operator Starsky to share a tale or two from the trip.
A tale or two. All right. So in Rotterdam, I was brought to some places because, like, we're military, we like to eat, and I was brought to several places. So Holland guys like to. They have this traditional like fries, and they also have this traditional like burgers. They look like cigars or hot dogs, I don't know. So they're very nice, very tasty. And then I Googled, and apparently in Rotterdam there's a Ukrainian restaurant. And this restaurant is called, I think, Sonia. You may find it. Sonia's restaurant in Rotterdam. It's very, very nice place. Ukrainian cuisine, just the way I love it. And I brought my friend, one of the guys who invited me to this restaurant, and I was like, dude, you gotta try Ukrainian food. And like, it's very hard to try everything, you know, simultaneously, because Ukrainian food makes you feel very, very full. It's very filling. So instead of just, you know, ordering borscht, because borscht is too mainstream, I ordered pelmeni. Even though pelmeni is basically, it's like dumplings. They're smaller than vareniki, smaller than pierogi, but bigger than ravioli. Yeah, they're very popular in Ukraine. And also I ordered tapaka chicken. I'm not sure if you have that. Tapaka chicken. It's like chicken who looks as if this chicken fell from like 100th floor and got, you know, like this. And
spatchcock, I think we call it over here.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, like very, very. If you look at it from the side, it's very thin. And I also ordered sirniki. Sirniki is like cheese pancakes, but they're not. It's a very, very specific cheese that is not like too sweet. It's not like in cheesecakes, nothing like that. It's rather like sour. It's like cottage cheese or something like that. And of course, you have to consume everything with sour cream, smetana. Smetana is, you know. So we had dumplings. My bro was like, "Oh my god, this is so good! I love it." Then they brought us chicken. First, I wanted to order 2, but then I was like, "No, I probably that will be too much." And we had that chicken, and he was like, "Oh my god, I can barely move." And then they brought sirniki. There were like, I think 4 of them per portion, and you have to eat it again with sour cream, which is very, very filling. And my bro was like, "Man, I cannot stand up." And next day we met at the Congress, and he was like, "Bro, I think I won't eat anything. I'm still full from yesterday, and I'm like, oh yeah, me too. So it was great. It was amazing. And people in Netherlands, they are so awesome, and they all support Ukraine. There's very, very big Ukrainian community there. And one thing I found very, very interesting about Netherlands is that, for example, when you cross the border between Ukraine and Poland, basically Poland looks like Ukraine. To be more precise, Poland looks like Ukraine will look in 5 years. Okay, but basically the same. Germany looks like Poland in 10 years or 5 years as well. But generally, it's very familiar to your eye. All the buildings, all the streets, cars, and people and stuff. Netherlands is a different story because they have those very, very cute narrow houses and narrow streets and things like that. It's very, very interesting. It was very interesting to see because it's like part of the earth I've never been to, and also just the way people, I don't know, communicate, talk to each other, like they are very laid back, relaxed, and awesome. So yeah.
Cool.
Can I throw some love out there as well? Oh, sorry, Dunk. I just ruined your joke. But I just love Europe. It's just so nice just going to a different European city, and it's exactly that. It's so familiar, but it's so different at the same time, and it's just like culture,
Yeah, it's amazing. Of course, for example, like Germany differs a bit from like Poland. They have their own very specific, I would say, cultural features, but generally, like Central and Eastern Europe is something very, very familiar to Ukrainian eye. Western Europe, not so much. I would even say that Baltic countries, Finland, Estonia, they look very familiar to what we used to, to what we got used to, right? And Netherlands, it's a different story. You gotta visit this place if you want to see something new. Yeah, and of course, because I'm a big aviation fan, I was landing in Schiphol in Amsterdam, and I was like, "Oh right, I know this place. I've been here before."
Definitely, it's definitely something that people should check out. Just come over to Europe, and we'll eventually all end up in Ukraine, or you'll come to us, or however which way it will happen, because it's all the right things are the same.
I can't wait to go because I want to experience this thing called culture. I mean, I'm Canadian. I just don't think we really have that.
Yeah, we exported it to you, and then you got rid of us. But enough of the empire. And good old days.
No, we curled it all up and stuck it under a church pew somewhere. Oh, thanks. A couple people in this chat saying get well soon. I'm sitting here dying in the back, right? I think we should probably get caught up on super chats then, Dunk. What do you think?
Sure, okie dokie moki. Yeah, we got a few super chats in here from Jean-Marc Paganal, sends in $5 Drive the train to the border. Connects genies. Roll cars over the border. I think he just wants to shove those frozen cars into Russia. We had one from Karma Raven. Didn't send a super chat, but it's directed a message at me. It says, Starsky, when people speak to you in English, what English accent is the most difficult to understand?
How's
your Geordie?
Redneck.
Why, hey, man!
Probably like Cockney.
Cockney. What apples and pears, matey Pottins?
Yeah.
Talking absolute gibberish.
Hello, baby. Poppins. You have to be like proper drunk for that. It wasn't he drunk for that film, Dick Van Dyke.
No.
Just kept him on a drip. Oh no, that's Dick. No, this Dick. Sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, Raven 7 comes in with good to see AFU bleeding the so-called RF offence. Garth McNeil sends in $5 like Red Bull, GLSBD. Jesus Christ. GSLSDB gives you wings.
That's the secret sauce. They pour a can of Red Bull into each one. That's it. There we go. Now we've sussed it out.
All right, that's your lot.
Now, what about experiencing foreign foods while you were out and about? Like, what was the most like? What the hell? Really? You guys eat this? Okay, I'll give it a try, or anything like that. You know.
So in Netherlands, they have very, very different cultures because there's a lot of very, very different people. And I went to several restaurants, Chinese, there was even Persian restaurant, very nice. But not like I tried it, but I heard about it. I've been told that, for example, Persians have this dish that consists basically of the goat's head. And actually, I was promised to taste it by a person. And I was so happy to hear that, like, goes, like, I'm even scared to look at it, actually.
Yeah.
They do that.
Was
They
it
do that in
furry?
They do that in Iceland as well, don't they? It's like a delicacy over there.
I don't know. One thing I really want to try is surströmming, of course. I already completed my will. Yeah, it's already registered, you know. Yeah, because my friend told me a story that his friends had like a small can of surströmming, and they were very, very drunk, so they decided to taste it, and they puked all over the place. So I want to try. I want to try because I don't drink. I think that you got to try it while sober.
We gotta trigger this just because of this whole thing with the goat. It's that just had to be. There's no way we can get around that moment.
No, that's for real. In their culture, they eat like everything, like brain, eyes. Yeah.
No, somebody picking the eye out of a cooked head. That's for movie dramatics. Don't do it in real life, people. Have a sandwich.
Yeah, but can you literally imagine goat's head looking at you like this?
No, that freaked me out, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, no way. Let's see here. Let's go to Dave for a couple of questions, because I bet he can find a couple of oddball ones now.
Yeah, there's a couple to do with different conflicts across the world, actually. So Stanley Sally, hello to you. I have a good question. Will China invade Taiwan if Russia lost the war? I hadn't thought about it.
I think if Russia wins the war, they will definitely invade Taiwan.
Ooh, okay. Why is that? Did you think it needs to be like a
it's because
sign of strength?
It's because world needs, let's say, examples. And when one country shows that they can literally invade our other countries just because they have nuclear weapons, then China will be like, hold my beer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is the main message that is sent by countries that have nuclear weapons, like the US and such? They go, don't try to fuck with us, because you will be nuked. Don't attack or we will use it. Because this is how this weapon works. And what does Russia say? Give up or you will be nuked.
Yeah.
Because they're terrorists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right. Andrew Gordon, hello to you. Had Budinov found evidence of Russia's involvement with Hamas's attack into Israel? If he does, or Ukraine does, he needs to show the world.
Already, the Wall Street Journal already published article, I think earlier today or yesterday, that one of the biggest Russian stock exchange sent Hamas something around $90 million. And this is a stock exchange where you can exchange cryptocurrency and such. And it's often used by different terrorist groups like Hamas. And there is proof that they helped Hamas to receive more than $90 million, I think 92 or something like that.
Christ.
Mm-hmm. There's
who's selling them the weapons?
Yeah, there's been a few
China
people talking about them getting
Iran.
Their hands in there, right?
Yeah, and also look at Hamas. They're using BM-21 Grads shells to strike Israel. BM-21 Grads are mostly produced in Russia and several post-Soviet countries, but mostly in Russia, of course. And who is the biggest smuggler of weapons? We know. And also RPGs, Kalashnikovs. Of course, some countries like China, for example, they produce some copy-pastes of Kalashnikovs. Even like in former Yugoslavia, there was a factory called Zastava that I'm not sure if they still have it. I think they do. That also produced something like Kalashnikovs. But again, where do they originate?
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's not too hard to follow, is it?
Yeah, because as I said earlier, different countries brought a lot of different things to humankind, like I don't know, jet engines, diesel engines, music, rock and roll. By the way, they were all not made in Russia. Russia brought Kalashnikov, the most popular rifle in the world, designed to kill people.
And they gave us a different word for slavery: serf.
Yeah.
Well done.
I think it might have been Dunk. Sorry if it wasn't you. Was saying in a private chat a few days ago about how it's sowing the seeds of what's the word? It's trying to split up Muslims, Jews, and just trying to sow seeds of division. I couldn't think of the word division. Yeah. And just generally that sort of goes for every country in its. So you could just end up seeing that war fight. It'll play out in each and every country, and it just seems typical of Russia to have. I would not be surprised whatsoever if they had a hand in what's going on.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
This is how they work, and currently everybody is amazed how far left and far right movements all around the world basically support Russians. Because if you ask like any intelligence agency of the world, they will say that all the far left or all the far right extremists in Europe and in the US as well, they're fed by Kremlin.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
Not at all. History tells us that that's definitely on the table for them, right? For sure. Let's get one or two more viewer question interactions in then, and we'll double check on all of our super chats and shoutouts and stuff.
Sure, there is one question here that sort of follows on from that. Duncan Stewart, member for 2 months, has just sent in the question. Starsky, are you a Christian? I don't think we've actually discussed that. I know we've discussed the church in
Not
Ukraine.
that I remember,
and
yeah.
their involvement on which side they're on.
I was baptized as Orthodox Christian. The only church where I felt more or less fine was Greek Catholic Church in Ukraine. We have this very, very old church, very good looking, very old, with very good priest, and it's like very, very quiet place, very peaceful place. So you can like meditate easily there. And at the same time, Greek Catholics in Ukraine, they're very much like Orthodox. Like they have same rituals, same clothes, same everything, only Orthodox report to Bartholomew in Turkey, and Greek Catholic guys report to Pope Francis. But basically they're the same. So
Yeah.
but if you want to know if I'm religious, I would not really say so. Because I saw a lot of things that made me doubt the fact of God's existence.
Mm.
On the other hand, I won't be fighting people who believe in God, because it's their thing, and if it makes them feel better, it's nice. I talked to my friend who was a Muslim, and he said that his dad was very, very religious at some point, and then he said, I'm not gonna do prayers and stuff, because it sucks, it's like bullshit and stuff. And he told his dad, you gotta do it, because when you pray, you're meditating, and when you're meditating, you feel relaxed and you feel better, and it's something that that makes you feel better. So if you like it, then you got to do it. And I think it makes sense.
I can argue that actually.
Yeah, I enjoy cleaning my weapons, because even though I don't shoot often, my latest trip to Donbass looked like evading artillery, nothing like fighting on the front lines. But at the same time, I enjoy cleaning my weapons, because I meditate while doing this, and it's fantastic.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I suppose, the yoga and meditation and what is now being called mindfulness on Apple Watch and things like that, I guess that is just the more atheist, secular version of prayer. I guess it just does the same physical thing.
One time I kind of researched, not like research, but tried to get more acquainted with Buddhism. And basically in Japan, there are several schools of Buddhism, and one of them is, I believe it's called Fuko. It's monks with not like helmets, but like jars on their heads that completely, make them blind, and they play flutes, shakuhachi, and they meditate while doing it. It looks badass.
Sounds like the band Devo going beatnik, but yeah,
you got to check it out.
Cool. Very cool. Speaking of which, then, that was one thing I wanted to get to. Did you discover any cool tunes, any new bands or anything on the trip?
Unfortunately, I really had no time to listen to music, because there were a lot of meetings, very cool meetings with our colleagues, military. And I must say that military in Netherlands, again, they're kick-ass. Absolutely. They're like... I really like Canadian military, because they are very like Ukrainians, very much like Ukrainians.
I bet.
UK guys, Australians, and those that I had chance to talk with, and Holland military, they're very relaxed and very, like, I would say, laid back people.
Cool. Cool. Good to know. I would have guessed some of those for sure. Just, being Canadian myself, I've met quite a few Aussies that come over here for summers and stuff and whatnot. And I mean, everybody just wants to do the same kind of things. You can really see it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was like, because in Ukraine, you have to salute, higher ranks and stuff. And I was at this military base with like generals. I always feel anxious when I'm on the same territory with generals because those generals. I don't know how to behave near generals. So I was like, do we salute higher ranks? He's like, no, we don't do that here. I'm like, really? Like, yeah, we don't salute other people, like other ranks in Holland military. And this makes sense, actually, because if you don't have this habit of saluting like higher ranked officers and stuff, it means they will live longer.
Yeah, if you're not automatically doing it, you're not going to do it on the front line. What they should do is do it the other way around, where the officers salute the lower ranks, so they become the targets.
Yeah, because this is what we did. Like at the front lines, we were joking with other, with friends. Like, I hate you so much, so next time we're both at the front lines, I will salute you.
That's funny. That's really funny. It's like the whole thing with was it a World War I joke? The third light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Third person to light their cigarette gets it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we here then? Okay. Well, we got about 12, 13 minutes or so here. So let's check in with Dunk and get caught up on anything that we need to. And
Okie
then
dokie.
we're clear. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Scott Breeson became a Shill Master. He upped his membership to the Shill Master. Ooh, naughty bugger. N-Hell for $10. Just sends in $10. Oh, thank you, N-Hell.
There's
Aussie
a big
T.
thank you. It's like a pear dude with a sweatband around his head doing a little dance, and it says thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the update on that. Aussie T, the naughty little monkey, is gifted 5 Shills memberships. They went out to a bunch of people whose names I have not got. CF Beauty, our own very, very CF Beauty, sends in $10. So excited. Starsky is back and happy to see all our Shills family together again in this chat. Woohoo!
Agreed. Very cool.
There we go.
Yeah, let me just check over here. Okay, all clear there. All clear here. So we've had some music talk. We've had some, we almost did. And we had food. So did you get to experience any like cool...
I thought you were just going to go, okay, what about sex? Yeah. I thought that's where you were going to go. Don't know why.
That's because it's your mind doing the thinking right now, actually.
That was Amsterdam.
Yeah. Red light district. Yeah.
I can confirm that people have sex in Amsterdam. I asked. Okay,
even for money.
Sometimes
at least
yes,
one or two of them.
Yeah. Sometimes yes, but
sometimes on their own.
Yeah, but I specifically asked them. They told me yes, we have sex, and I was like, oh, cool.
There we go. See, you don't get this kind of reporting everywhere else, you people. You got to be here for it. But did any of the meetings or anything like that, like, did you get to check out any like cool historic buildings or anything did you see anything that you were like, yeah, I always wanted to see that? Or, I mean, I know you didn't get to go sightseeing or whatever. So,
I've been to the parliament.
Oh.
It's where you can often meet their chief, their main dude, because he gives no damn. He just walks around, almost without security. Like, security is somewhere there,
Wow, cool.
Yeah, and you can make plenty of selfies with him. They're they're very relaxed. And also, I went to the International Crime Court. Of course, I had to I had to visit this place and make selfie there. You probably saw it on my Instagram.
I'm not on Instagram, or otherwise I would have known that.
Yeah, and it was really cool. So we're expecting to visit this place more often. I believe in the future. Watching some huilo being tried.
Oh, yeah. I was just wondering. I figured there has to be, you got to, something or other. I had a couple others that I had planned to ask you as well, and I didn't actually. What was it? Write it down because I'm stupid, and now I'm kind of forgetting. Right, the whole.
One thing I really, really liked about local cuisine is, I believe it's called kibling. So it's like fried fish, but I'm not sure what specific type of fish. I think it's like white fish. Guys, it's so awesome. I mean, it's fried on a frying pan, I believe, and you just take piece, eat it. We have something similar in Ukraine, but it's like more soft. And problem with Ukrainian fish is that we have plenty of rivers. That's why fish has bones. And this kibling, I ate 1 kilogram of this stuff, guys.
Wow.
I barely moved, but it was worth it.
Oh, cool. I'm going to have to look that up then. I did just put a little note. You never know, right? Worth looking into for sure. Cool. Okay, so yeah, we got about 6-7 minutes here. Let's check in with Dave to see if we've got anything the viewers wanted to ask or say or whatever before we're close.
No, not particularly. No, yeah, he's got loads of stuff. That guy, remember for 2 months, says, I noted in a recent read that Russia has more land area than everyone else, but in terms of total population, they're tiny. So, again, yeah, just sort of play out that scenario of if you were to invade Russia, just theoretically, you would have a huge population density in the cities, in sort of Moscow or whatever, but you'd have a huge land. I mean, the question really is, how much of Russia could you penetrate from the east without them noticing? I think it's at least half the country.
Quite a lot, actually. There was a study that showed that in terms of density of population, Russia would be the size of Sudan, probably.
Yeah. They make Canada look dense, right?
Yeah.
And it's not.
No, you make Canadians look dense.
Yeah, I do that daily around here, actually. But that's a different story entirely.
Yeah, it makes everyone else look less dense because no, don't worry about it.
Wait a minute, is there a change in the gravitational forces? Time travel joke. There was a question I just seen recently blew by that I wanted to ask you as well. But somebody had commented like kibble when you said that. It wasn't kibble. You said, what was it again?
I think it was kibling or something like that.
Yeah, because kibble, like to us in North America, that's dog food. That's like the dry stuff. We call that kibble.
Let me check just to make sure I'm not making it up.
You're sure they made it out of fish for you, right?
Yeah, so it's kibling.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
here.
I got the thing.
Kibling. Okay, cool. Let's
it's very nice. It's salty and it's juicy and it's so good. And also they smoke everywhere. Like you can go and you can sit in the restaurant and smoke and nobody gives a fuck about it.
Wow. Cool. That's a long time ago.
I smoked like a freaking spider, I tell you.
Yeah. I can think back to my childhood, and I remember ashtrays on the armrests of city buses and stuff. But all that's gone now in Canada. There's not a restaurant left where you can have a cigarette.
No, he means smoke.
Oh, yeah. Well, around here, I mean, you can do There's many places where you have, yeah, it's, in my town recently, we finally got it so we can drink alcohol openly on the beach. We don't have to hide it anymore. Thank God,
Yay! Great success.
Yeah, totally. COVID is what did it, actually. People were just, and for some reason, when you can't socialize due to social distancing is when our local government decided to make it legal to drink on the beach. Figure it out. I don't understand it either, but I'm glad it happened. That's
Yeah, absolutely. And if somebody asks you, you're like, I'm treating my COVID. In Netherlands, I wanted to find some Ukrainian drinks, to present to some of my colleagues, and apparently you cannot find it because there's problem with exporting stuff through Poland, I think. Like drinks I think you cannot export them. But I decided to surf through like Polish stores. There's plenty of Polish grocery stores in Rotterdam, in The Hague. And there's a lot of, good old Zubrówka Polish vodka. And also one woman actually recognized me.
cool.
Yeah, we parked near the store, and I went out, and she was like looking at me, and then she was like, "Oh, Starsky." She was Ukrainian, actually. She lived there in the Netherlands. Yeah, but I was so happy, to see some familiar faces and hear Ukrainian words. It was really cool.
Oh, that must have been. That's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, we only just have a few minutes because we're just doing the 1 hour episode or edition here for sure today and whatnot. Let's see. Let's check Dunk first to make sure we're caught up. Make sure that we haven't missed anybody.
We got a quick one here from DMC for $5 Australian. Useless question: do HIMARS have horns, or does everyone just get the fuck out of the way?
I'm not sure about that, actually. But it would be cool if you could install, in medieval times, they would make holes in arrowheads so that they would fly. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Well said. And let's check in with Dave quick. Then we'll just get one or two last things in from the viewers and make sure we've got in as many as possible for, the sake of community and inclusion and all that.
Yeah, we got a great question. I completely forgot about this from Susan Heikel. I'm just going to add an accent because it sounds good. Operator Starsky, are you still taking singing lessons?
Not yet. I stopped taking them before going to Donbass, and after that I had literally no chance to attend them. But maybe in the future I will. But I do like singing in the shower, of course, which is every shower has this great acoustics.
Yeah.
Specifically for opera type of singing, and. As for the HIMARS, it reminded me a story. When I was a young boy, I thought I was, every boy likes to, invent stuff and shit. And I invented a new type of weapon called stabbing bombs, because I thought bombs destroy stuff and shit, it's not good. But I imagined flying an airplane, and just dropping stabbing bombs, and stab and kill your enemies without destroying things. So
you could modify that a bit and have it throw a bomb that strategically throws and targets ninja stars.
Or basically you can drop a pair of ninjas and they would drop, throw stars while falling down.
There you go. That's a great idea. Yeah. And nobody can see
make
ninjas.
Them rocket powered as well.
Yeah.
Just so you can change direction halfway through.
Yeah, there was this funny picture on the internet, dude holding a handgun attached to an airplane, Actually, it's a good idea. Actually, have you can have like several machine gunners, for example, attached to your airplane, and you can fly, and they will, they don't even require your involvement at all.
I love it. So yeah, we'll have to have a special stream coming up soon where we all get together and brainstorm some new weapons, and you wait till you see what we all come up with.
Yeah, I think the coolest Ukrainian weapon of mass destruction is garlic. Oh yeah, we use it a lot.
Oh, I like garlic too. So
it's so good, and it can kill.
Yeah. Oh, you can overdo it for people who aren't used to it, and they can't even eat the meal, and you're just sitting there going, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
All right."
I mean, garlic can't destroy the Russians though, because they weren't invited in.
Nice one. Actually, garlic saved my life once, because in 2015 we were deployed near Krasnohorivka. It's where the biggest and craziest combat is taking place at this time. And I got really sick, because it was like November. Actually, it was exactly 8 years ago, and eight, and we were stationed in Krasnohorivka. We were patrolling, because that time I was not in the National Guard, I was with the police. We were patrolling the area, and I got really sick, and I had to go, coughing like a dying dog and shit. And in the end, I would return back to our place and lay down, and we had no heating, no water, like zero, and like nothing. And I would lie down freezing and coughing, and we also had some very bad nutrition there, because we had basically buckwheat and some meat, like scarce meat. Sometimes you would be lucky to find something except nipples and hooves in the can of meat.
Right.
But I remember that we had plenty of bread, and that bread would get easily spoiled, because there was like less than a platoon of men at the base, and we would receive a lot of bread like every single day from the bread bakery located not far from us. And we also had garlic, and because I went to this bazaar, this open air market, and I bought garlic, and I did toasts with garlic. I sliced bread, I toasted it on the frying pan until it became like crunchy, and then I would take garlic and salt and rub those pieces, those toasts with garlic and salt, and it was so good, guys. And I ate it a lot, and I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive.
That's a good save. Good thinking. Right? For sure. Damn right. Well, let's see here. I think we are still current and caught up. So let's go.
Well, we do have a quick super chat came in from that guy. He says, why not convert a shotgun clay launcher into ninja stars?
Wouldn't that be crazy to have a ninja star shooter?
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing it's not available for children.
Either.
You used to get those little disc guns when you were a kid, didn't you? Just put ninja stars in instead. Oh, we got another quick one from Aro for €10, and it's words. Greetings from Atso. Just CF, just pop it up on the screen and people can read it. For God's sake, don't expect me to say that.
Teresa
Adsolta. Yeah.
Is
Greek? Don't know.
Is that correct? No, it's the flag of Finland.
Finland?
Oh, Finnish.
Yeah, I thought I was recognizing it from rally racing, and so I was going with Finland too there.
Ironic it's Finnish, considering the time of the show.
Yeah, very much so, right? Speaking of which, why don't we go to Dave then? Anything you want to blah about before we're done? It's your turn.
Yeah, I believe live chat for today Dick, remind me, it was subscriber only. Is that correct?
Subscriber only. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So do get subscribed. It does really, really help try and push the cause when it comes to this Ukraine stuff. It's not for our own egos. Don't you worry. It is just for Ukraine. So if it helps you to remind yourself to get onto the stream as soon as it actually launches, then do that.
Good call. Good call. Dunk, what do you think?
Sorry, I was just about to burp. Bad timing. Yeah, so it's been a great show. Sorry being very, very quiet. Little doggy was making a lot of noise in the background, so I had to be quiet quite a lot. So I think tonight, seeing Starsky's been missing out on his singing lessons, I think he should take us out with his rendition of My Way. Good night, everybody. Slava Ukraine. We'll start you off. And now the end is near. You take over, Starsky, anytime. So I face my final curtain. Come on. Anytime now.
Yeah, I forgot the words.
words.
I used to sing that, but I forgot the words.
Oh, you lucky bugger.
Oh, that's funny. I want to give a shout out to everybody for joining us and interacting and whatnot. So let's have the chat dance. Boom. That's for, that's to say thank you and everything. Nothing like a blue alien beauty. I don't know what the hell. Well, CF Beauty, huge thanks for all the help in the background, sorting us out and stuff, and moderator team and all. And we got Catalan T, Shayna Caldwell, BME, Tone Ottenson, Liam Wakefield, and Allie as well. So huge thanks to everybody for kicking in and helping out. Remember, as we always say, you've got to get on your local, regional, and national politicians. Make sure that they are pushing and doing what they can to make sure that cash and items are flowing to Ukraine. As much as we can do, and we try to do as much as we can, they have the big bucks. So this is where we have to make sure we're pushing the hell out of them. And on that note, let's give it to Starsky for the last words of the show.
Thank you, bro. I would only like to say thank you for being with us today. It's a great pleasure. As always, I'm missing you guys. I feel like I got to do more of those streams because I miss communication with decent people. And as always, thank you so much for supporting Ukraine.
Awesome. Take care, everybody. We'll see y'all soon. Slava Ukraini!
Bye-bye.
I hit it too quick.
It's over. Go home. Go.